Welcome to the first devlog for Backstage. Backstage is a creator workflow app I'm building to make managing content feel less scattered and more intentional. The idea is simple. Instead of jumping between folders and notes apps, caption generators, calendars, and platform tools, Backstage brings the whole process into one premium desktop workspace. Right now, the app is focused on helping creators import media, generate captions and tags with AI, organize that media into collections and campaigns, and schedule posts visually on a queue calendar. This is still early, but a lot of the foundation is already in place, so in this first devlog, I want to walk through what currently exists in Backstage and where the app is headed. So the first thing you see is the landing screen. I wanted this to feel more like opening a modern creative tool and less like launching a basic utility app. The landing screen gives you a clean entry point with options to sign in using Google, Facebook, email, create an account, or continue offline. For now, the app is still local first, so the offline option is important. But long term, this gives Backstage the path towards synced accounts, cloud features, companion apps, and remote approvals later on. So once you're inside, the main workspace is the Studio tab. This is the central place where media enters Backstage. You can add source folders, rescan those folders, auto-generate captions and tags, and move ready content into the queue. At the top, there's a simple 4-step flow: add folder, rescan sources, auto-generate, and move ready to queue. The goal here is to make the workflow obvious without overloading the user with instructions. The Studio also shows your media library. Media cards start clean without cluttered file names underneath, and once captions are generated, the card can show a short caption preview instead, which is much more useful than showing a random file name. There are also live metrics for content that needs review, content that's ready, and content that's already queued. These are clickable, so you can quickly filter the Studio view based on what stage the media is in. So I'll quickly add a source file here. It's going to scan your media, and there you have it. Media is imported. And you can see down here, each one is currently scanned. And up in the live metrics, 39 need review. So for AI caption and tag generation, I'm using Gemini to generate the captions and tags. The auto-generate button is designed to work intelligently. If you select specific media, it only generates captions and tags for those selected items. If nothing is selected, then it can generate for everything. Inside the individual post review, there's also an auto-generate button for that single piece of media. That way you can regenerate captions and tags for one item without accidentally processing the entire library. The overall goal is to make AI feel like part of the workflow, not just a separate chatbot or random text box. So before we move on to other tabs, let me go ahead and walk you through what your general workflow would be like. So for the first step, you'd add your source folder. We'll add that same folder in here. We will rescan the sources. This is useful for if you add more than one source folder. Auto-generate, which you'll see over here, we have a live engine view, which shows you exactly what the AI agent is doing and kind of where it is in this process. So as you can see, the media that has already had captions and tags generated for it shows up as ready. The ones who are currently getting captions and tags generated show up as generating. And the ones that have not had captions and tags generated yet are just scanned. So to see the live metrics in action with these clickable cards here, you can hit any one of these and it'll bring you to just the ones that are ready. And the same applies for the queued. These show the ones that are currently in review. Then you can quickly come up here and hit show all, and that'll restore the library to show you everything that's back in your library. You can also select all. You can clear the selection. You can select individual ones. And say you want to select multiple, but you don't feel like going through every one and selecting it. You can just hold shift and select, and it'll select every single other one in between. Very useful. So I won't bore you with this caption and tag generation. It does take a while. I'm working on a fix for that right now, but I'll come back when the caption and tag generation is done. Okay, and just like that, generation is complete. But as you can see, all the posts are now ready, and you can see a short snippet of the captions that it generated underneath. So let's go through some of these and see how just aware the AI is when generating the captions and the tags. Current status, trying to convince myself this cozy chaos is the relaxing evening I envisioned. Send coffee or wine. My neck is officially cold and it's not even winter yet. Need to start carrying a pair of sunglasses just to look at my own fit. Just casually hanging out at the top of the world. Pretty sure the air is thinner up here because I definitely forgot how to breathe for a second. So it's actually analyzing the media and generating captions and tags that fit that specific media, regardless of the name. So one thing I wanted was it to not analyze the actual name of the file because, as you see here, this doesn't really let the AI know what this is. If it's just reading the file name and trying to generate a caption and tags based off that, it would be all over the place. So actually inspecting the media, whether it's photos or videos or audio files, inspecting that media to get actual context for what's in the media is now what's implemented into Backstage. So if you don't like those tags and those captions that it's generating, let me quickly show you the Tune tab, which is just the settings. The caption intelligence is using funny casual to generate these captions. The tags are high reach mix, so it's going to generate tags that it knows will get the most output out of those posts. But in terms of the actual caption, you can choose between several presets here. If none of those kind of fit your brand, you have a custom brand voice in which you will kind of describe yourself, what your typical audience is, how you make content, in what style. If you're family friendly, if you're not family friendly, if you use a lot of emojis, if you don't. So this is kind of where you personalize the captions that get generated. So the next major tab is the Queue tab, and this is where scheduling happens. The calendar gives you a visual way to drag posts onto specific days. The day slots are designed to be clean and square, with media shown as sample thumbnails instead of text-heavy cards. If a day has multiple separate posts, the thumbnails stack up to a limit, then show a plus indicator for overflow. If media is combined into one post, the thumbnails fan out like a deck of cards. Clicking into a queued post opens a details menu where you can inspect the scheduled content and adjust the time for that specific post. The custom scheduling tools are also being refined, so custom posting pace is now focused on selecting posting days, while custom time and month and year selection are being reworked to feel smoother, cleaner, and more premium. So if we move everything that's now ready to the queue, you can now see there's 39 items queued. So if we pop back on over to the queue, you can see starting today, it is posted every single day for 12 p.m. for all of our media. And again, all these have captions and tags already generated for them. And once this day hits, it will post this at 12 p.m. on this day. Now, say you're posting to Instagram. Sometimes people make one post on Instagram that has multiple photos or videos attached to it. So how you do that is you would drag another photo that you would like to be posted in that same post, and a pop-up says schedule conflict. Now, don't be alarmed. All it's telling you is that that day already has scheduled media, so combine this media into one post or keep it as a separate post. So you can combine it into one post like you would on Instagram or Facebook, or you can keep it separate. If we keep it separate, it stacks, and you have two separate posts for that one day. But say you want to combine those posts, what that looks like is it fans out. Now you have two images that are being posted in one post for that one day. Now, say you want to change your mind. If you drag these over, it's just going to reselect everything and reschedule that for the new day. So you would come in here, separate selected, and it moves those to their corresponding original days. So say you don't want it to auto post every single day. Well, posting pace up here allows you to post daily, every 2 days, weekdays, or once a week. Or you can come here into the custom posting days, and you can select which days you want the post to be posted on. So if you only post on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday, then you can apply that, and it'll automatically route those posts to that day. Let's go on over to the next tab, which is collections. Collections are for grouping media together in a way that makes sense for campaigns, content themes, clients, projects, or whatever workflow you want. The collections screen has media on one side and created collections on the other. You can multi-select media, shift select ranges, select all, and drag branches into a collection. One important detail is that media stays visible even after being added to a collection. That way the same photo or video can be reused across multiple collections if needed. So let's just go ahead and create a collection here. We can name this collection Vacation. So now we have a created collection here. Let's say we want to add some airport photos, some family photos, some fun photos, more airport photos, just like that. So now we can drag these selected media into the collection that we created here. So from the collection, let's move on to the next tab. Campaigns. So campaigns build on top of collections. Once you have a collection of media, you can create a campaign from it. Campaigns are meant to package content with a purpose, maybe a product launch, a music release, a weekly social push, or themed content series. Campaigns can be edited, queued, published, or deleted. This is still an area that will grow a lot, especially once the assistant becomes more capable of creating and adjusting campaigns automatically. So if we create a campaign from this, you can do a product launch or just a soft launch of this campaign, a story arc where you plan on posting multiple different posts from this campaign, a promo push that drives clicks and saves actions, evergreen, which is creating a reusable long tail content. Or you can just kind of describe what kind of campaign you want and generate it from there. Right now, we'll just do a launch. So if we pop on back over to the campaigns tab, now you can see we have an active campaign. You can have as many campaigns as you want and as many collections as you want. So from there, you could tell the Backstage assistant to create a campaign using the vacation launch campaign for the month of June. And just like that, the assistant will create it, schedule it, auto-generate all the captions, all the tags, and you don't have to worry about anything for the whole month of June. So a huge part of Backstage is the visual identity. The goal is for it to feel like a modern creative command center and not a generic productivity app. There's also theme options that affect the look of the interface, including light and dark previews. So I'll scroll through these, more to come in the future. And light mode, if that's your cup of tea. I prefer dark mode. This part has gone through several passes already to make the glass, background, and theme previews feel more polished, but some more work is needed. Even small things like the assistant bubble, the landing screen, the window controls, and the modals, they all are treated as part of the product experience. Speaking of the assistant, let's go ahead and take a look at that. Backstage also has an AI assistant built into the interface. Right now, the big goal is to make the assistant actually useful, not just a chat window that replies with text, but something that can perform actions inside Backstage. The plan is for the assistant to understand commands like generating captions, organizing media, creating campaigns, moving posts into the queue, changing settings, and eventually helping automate the entire content workflow. This is one of the most important systems going forward because the assistant is what will eventually make Backstage feel more like a creative operator than just another app. So that is the current state of Backstage. The foundation is there: media importing, AI captions and tags, collections, campaigns, scheduling, a premium interface, and the beginnings of an assistant-driven workflow. The next phase is going to be about making everything more stable, more connected, and more intelligent. That means improving the assistant, polishing the queue and campaign systems, refining the UI, and making the workflow feel effortless from import to scheduled post. This is still early, but it's already starting to feel like the kind of tool I originally wanted, a Backstage command center for creators. Thanks for watching the first devlog. More updates are coming soon.